everybody, welcome to Gentleman Dog Portrait, now presented in higher quality than before. Because I finally found a program that will mix two microphones at once.
Two microphones at once.
Two microphones
at once.
Double damage. No, seriously, we've been recording this. We've been recording with one microphone this entire time. I've just had people huddle around it. It was the weirdest. It was the weirdest setup that we had because when I recorded at Mike's place, I would just kind of like lay on the couch. I would be like in that sexy sprawling position, and Mike would just kind of like be hunched over, and we would just be talking at this one microphone. And now we don't need to do that because he has his own, and I bring my own.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so goddamn happy for that. You know, it made me feel so insecure because whenever I saw videos of other people doing their podcasts, which vidcast, I guess.
Video podcast.
Vidcast.
It's like watching people talk on the radio.
Yeah, but they also all had their own microphones.
Oh boy.
So they're kind of like, oh, I guess I should probably do that. And I bought my own microphone because it seemed better. I was kind of hedging my bets on that one. And we just kind of like used that one. I was a little computer illiterate with that, which I'm normally not. Normally I'm on the ball. Mike's smart with computers, but with apples.
I'm good with all computers.
Yeah.
All kinds.
All right. What, do you run Linux?
No, I'm not good with them. I don't have experience with that. I'm good at following directions, though. I
think that's half the battle.
It's surprising how bad people are with. Like, I've never programmed a sprinkler system before, but I can do it because I can read 5 steps. But apparently, other people.
EHOW is good for that.
My dad can't do it. So.
Yeah. Well, I've yet to meet someone that actually uses Linux. I think I had a friend. I had a friend once that like tried to show me his setup, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that.
It's nice. I think it's nice. I think it's it involves you being a little more involved and a little more hands-on with everything, but you get more of a customized experience out of it, maybe.
Yeah, like you get to pick and choose what you want to focus on with.
Apple is the total opposite of that.
It's the total package.
I don't want to know anything.
It's the total package. If you have an Apple computer, odds are you don't really care about the operating system.
Yeah.
I'm willing to wager that if something's wrong, you're not really gonna look it up to see how to fix it. But even if you did, I've actually looked at a couple of people's iPhones and iPads and Mac laptops because they're like, "Oh, you're good with computers. You could fix it." And every time I look, I do my usual Google search to be like, okay, well, how do I fix this? They're like, you can't. You have to bring it to a genius. I'm like, well, that doesn't friggin' help.
Yeah, there's certain things with Apple where you're kind of... But then again, it's like, all right, like, I'm a person that likes to customize, have things a certain way, and I'll look for, it's not like something that the masses are like, we need this on our Macs. It's like I'm looking for like I'm the one weird person who wants things differently and should probably not be using a Mac for that reason. But
yeah, no, that's kind of like why I'm not into Mac computers, because I can't do everything that I want to do on it. And I'm one of the people that like I basically like work my computer to its natural death. I kind of like I would be the slave driver in this analogy.
Like one thing for sure is if you want to change the memory in your Mac or something like that, it's not really built for you to take it apart easily.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can do it, but it's like a lot scarier because you have to like pry stuff apart and like
it's almost like you're fixing a toy and you're a 6-year-old. Like you have no idea what you're supposed to be doing. It feels
like,
right.
It's like not.
It feels like you're doing the right thing.
Regular computer. You can open the case. You can say, okay, this is memory. And in a Mac, it's just like it's meant to be sealed for life. And people have videos and things online where they show like they open their computer and there's all this dust that accumulated inside, and it's like there's no way that Apple would allow for you to get it out without you voiding the warranty and like.
Actually, that might be something I have to do with mine because I've been having computer trouble lately. I think I was telling you this on the ride over. Like the trackpad and the track point on my computer, basically the touchpad that makes the mouse and the little nub in the middle of the in the middle of the keyboard that just controls the mouse, and the buttons, like, they'll stop working after
And
a
the
while.
buttons.
Yeah, no,
Just for the mouse
buttons. Yeah, just the mouse.
So, but like the nub is separate from the trackpad, right?
Yeah,
it's
but
like
both of them together, they just won't.
see, I was thinking you were telling me about this, and I was thinking maybe your trackpad is just damaged. Like a lot of, like if something hits it or not, like if you punch the trackpad, it's probably not good or something.
No, I don't.
But
I
like
don't.
something maybe dropped on it, or you don't realize that something
I don't think so. That's the thing.
messed it up.
And I'm tempted to think.
But
it's
if the
not
nub is also bad,
Yeah.
that's maybe different.
Yeah, because I'm thinking it might be one of those things that it might be like dust accumulating in the system. Now you're making me think of that, and like I'm sure I've had this problem before. Like if the computer gets too hot, or it's just. But this one, as long as it's been like operating for 10 minutes, it won't work anymore, and I have to like use like an actual mouse, which kind of defeats the purpose of a laptop. So I'm not exactly happy about that, but whatever. But this would have been one of those things where a year ago I would have just like dragged it to my school's laptop repair shop. Would have been like, look, just fix this, give me a loaner, I'll come back in a couple of weeks and get my laptop back. And yeah, they would. Except now I'm tempted between taking it apart and seeing if I can fix the problem myself, or just buying a new one. And I know that's not exactly a responsible choice, but it seems to be the popular one, Because I've asked for help online, and I actually went to like the actual Lenovo site, and people are like, "You try it with the Linux Media Bootable stuff." I'm like, that doesn't help. That's not an answer.
Yeah.
And the one little regret that I have is like I didn't know how the forums worked, so I think I gave him a thumbs up for that. And I think I validated the fact that his answer was absolute shit. I commented after that, like, that doesn't help.
I never post for stuff usually, because I usually just scout around what other people did.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's like the most infamous thing when somebody has a problem and it's exactly your problem, and you scroll through like the developing and then they're like, "Thanks, I solved everything actually," and they don't explain how or like what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It's
or if it's never been resolved and this is like an issue from like 2010, and I'm like, I'm having this exact problem now, and this is bad. And then I posted on Reddit like tech support, and I don't know why I did, because I think everyone posts on that, because no one looked at it for like a solid 2 days. Then I finally got a response this morning like, yeah, maybe you should like disable this driver, because with the latest update it's not doing that. And I'm like, I mean, it's good, but that doesn't help with the mouse buttons. So I don't know. If this is what
buy a new computer, Dean.
Yeah, no. If this is what help has been getting me on the internet, and I don't know anything about actually building a computer.
Yeah.
So if someone came up to me and said, "You just have to crack this open and like replace the motherboard," I'm like, I don't know where to start with that.
I mean, I don't think it's a hardware problem. It's just by the sound of.
I don't think it is either. But
it
I've
being
also,
two separate things.
but I've reset everything. I've even reset the friggin' laptop. Like, I actually did the system restore, which is like the ground zero. You screwed up so bad, you must have downloaded something terrible.
Oh man!
And it didn't do anything. So
I'm thinking about building a computer very soon.
Yeah,
might be my next thing I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know people that have done it and they've never looked back. Especially since like you gain a deeper understanding of the technology when you build your computer. It's
not that it's very much like Legos. I think it's very much the hardest thing is going to be if you're going to get a motherboard and you're going to get a processor separate from the motherboard. Because the processor is a very sensitive little thing.
Yeah.
And it's expensive, and you got to put it on the motherboard with like thermal paste and get it just. That's like a weird. That's probably going to be the most stressful
Elmer's
part.
Won't work.
No, it's all special, and you don't want to like whatever fry anything with static electricity or whatever. But everything else is pretty like RAM. It's just like snap it into place. Put the motherboard here. Put the graphics card in the slot. Everything is gonna. maybe you want to make the wiring look really nice or something. If you're gonna have a display, you know, I'm not gonna be this crazy one of these guys that mods their computer like it's a hot
Put it
rod.
in a cardboard box.
It's no, well, it'll be nice, but I'm not gonna like have like halogen lights inside and like weird like an aquarium in there or something. Like
Yeah.
I don't need to like show it off.
Oh, I forgot that you could do that.
You can do a whole weird, yeah.
You
People
just put a fucking aquarium
do
in
these
there.
crazy mods and like my cousin did it and he built it in a mini PC case, so it's like it actually has a handle so you can just pick it up and it's I don't know what size this is, but like it's smaller than a regular tower,
Yeah, I'm like trying to guesstimate,
but
what
a
that
little
would be.
bit bigger than an Xbox.
Yeah, that's what like the old clunky Xboxes. I'm trying
It's a little bigger than that.
It's like
I mean, it's like a squat tower, computer tower.
I'm trying to like translate that.
But the
what
case
would it-
actually has a built-in handle, so if he's living in two different
I'm gonna
locations.
guess it's like the size of a sack of mulch. I'm gonna guess.
Yeah, it's. So I mean, it's just
Not
like
even an everyday
like
item.
a
It's
regular
just trying to make sense
tower.
of it, yeah.
You'd be like having it under your arm,
And it
and
would
you'd
be
have all the other
bulky,
junk.
yeah.
This is just like, wah, and you leave one monitor one place maybe, and you're good to go.
Well, the thing of it is, earlier in the year, around my birthday, I was looking on getting something to play video games on and like hook up to a TV.
Yeah.
And people are like, you should just build your own computer for that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, hold on a sec. As much as I would love to,
It's cheaper too.
I
Yeah.
also want to bring it from different places. Like,
Yeah.
I was originally looking at a gaming laptop, and I'm like, well, you
Yeah.
can't really build a gaming laptop.
No. Well, I mean, I don't know about building a laptop in general. That'd be kind of weird. I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly. But a gaming one, that's like, oh, well,
I mean,
yeah, you might be playing with fire there. Because I like not being held in one place.
yeah.
That's why I usually like have a laptop. I carry around my laptop with me and I do the show off of it. It's served me well, especially even if the trackpad doesn't work and I scream at it and it still won't work. But I was going to be the same way with video games. I wanted to be like, okay, well, and that's what I did. I bought an Alienware box.
Yeah.
Which Alienware is kind of like known for being overpriced for laptops, but I think the performance is great.
Mm-hmm.
But I dropped $500 on it's like a little mini gaming console. Like, it's no bigger than a Wii. And I've played it at my house. I brought it to my fiance's house, and we've played it there. I brought it to friends' houses, and I played it there. And it's simple. Like, I chucked in the extra couple $100 for the like simplicity of it. You just plug and go.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to deal with, I have to, like, make sure I have the right operating system for it, and you make sure that that's compatible, and, does it have the right processor, and enough RAM, and does it have the right ports, and that's what confuses me so much about, if I wanted to just keep it in one place, then yes, I would look into building my own computer, and have it do everything that I needed to do, but just because I wanted to... That's the reason why I switched over from getting a gaming laptop to like the console, because I would really just be using the gaming laptop for games. When
See, to me, it's like I like the idea of a laptop, but I feel like I'll be locked in. Like I feel like I'm gonna be more hesitant to modify a laptop than I am a console. So I might as well build my own console. I can maybe make it a mini one like my cousin did, and I don't know, but like. Later, what I'm saying is like 3 years from now, I can like take out my old memory and put in some better memory.
No, I get that. I get
You know
that.
what I mean?
It's-
That's like the advantage.
It's
there.
not ridiculously future proof like that. I
Yeah.
get. But yeah, I was just paying for the simplicity of it. If it does become outdated for some reason, in a couple of years, then yeah, I'll look into either buying a new one or actually building a PC. But until then. I don't.
He was all my cousin was also telling me that all the
what
parts.
else would I be using a laptop for? Like it's the games, which I already
Yeah.
have the console for,
Right.
and surfing the internet and porn.
Yeah,
That's kind of it.
I mean, it's
Real talk here. That's kind of what I use. That's all that I use my laptop for. And even then, I got an external hard drive for that shit.
Yeah.
So the laptop is basically there just to get me to the internet. I should probably look at a Chromebook.
Get a Chromebook.
But I do the podcast off of this thing. So
they have
so I want to make sure like it can handle that at least.
I saw people have been modding the
now
Chromebook
with 2 mics.
because like the Chromebook is such an inexpensive thing.
It is,
but it's set up to do one thing. So like people have been writing things that make the Chromebook for, like you can play League of Legends on a Chromebook now.
What?
You know. And
really?
So it's like they mod the Chromebook, and it's I don't know, it's not like easy. I don't think it's a whole bunch of you have to get this. It's like jailbreaking your Chromebook in a way. It's like you have to get this preliminary program set up on the Chromebook, and then once that's set up, get this set of package scripts, and then you can like install League of Legends, and then it might bug out and crash a million times. But once you get it, like it's not like a paved road. It's
because when I heard about the Chromebook to begin with, I immediately thought it was like it's like a regular laptop, except instead of any buttons, there's just Google Chrome, and you just click that, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that? Am I?
But like, think about I think the Chromebook is a smart idea because there's so many times when people are booting up their towers or whatever. And all these processes are running, and things are looking to if they need to be updated, and all you really are trying to do is
just go
check your email.
Yeah.
Is just go to Reddit.
It serves like that's what I like use my phone for a lot. Just like load it up and just go on my browser. That's kind of it. Like it knows its audience. Mm-hmm. A lot of people just use their computers for the internet, which I'm going to wager and say that's what 85% of my computer time goes towards.
I recently switched from Chrome to Firefox. Try it out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I used to be into Firefox, and then I got into Chrome just because, well, I just wanted faster internet.
There was a time when Chrome is good.
I loved the extensions on Firefox though, but yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, they both have good. I think a lot of the good ones are on both.
You finish your thing. I'm gonna go off on extensions.
So what happened is Chrome came out and it was really fast and optimized, but now it's a little bit bloated, and something about it is like that. If you have a lot of tabs open, each tab reserves like RAM or something like this. So
yeah, that's why when you look on Task Manager and you have 10
Chrome
tabs open,
has a lot.
and you have like
it's a memory
13
hog.
Processors of memory. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But I'm one of those people that like only keeps a couple of tabs open anyway.
Yeah. Well, and Firefox used to have this problem where it had a memory leak issue, and so the longer you left it open, it would just it would use memory, but it wouldn't kind of like return it you know what I mean? So it would just continuously. So you would have to like shut it down and restart it fresh every once in a while, or you'd be done. But now they fixed all these problems, and Firefox is a little bit supposed to be faster now. So
I might look into it again if I have the time to just research it. But I remember I had like a couple of extensions on Chrome, which I found out those also add to the processes too.
Yeah.
So like that'll just eat up RAM. So if you're not using this one that I downloaded was like Wolfram Alpha.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like a smarter Google for people that don't use Wolfram. And I never used it because Google just got me the answer that I needed, but I never uninstalled it. So I found out like, oh, this why is Google taking? I'm not even using Google. It's taking up like so much RAM, and I like uninstalled Wolfram. I'm like, oh, that was it.
There's some
I don't. Why couldn't you just make it a link?
I think any browser, if you use a lot of add-ons, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it is. But Firefox, I remember there was an extension which was my favorite one, and I don't think they updated it since I uninstalled it. It made entire pages look like the Swedish Chef. It just like
a substitute, it like replaces stuff.
Like lemon meringue pie.
Like the cloud.
Burk. That's what it was called. It was a burk.
There's one that changes every time the word cloud is on the internet. It changes it to the word butt, and so cloud was this very big buzzword for tech.
I remember
people.
That. Yeah.
So it'd be like, we have butt-to-butt technology, and like,
it's a simple thing. It's a simple thing.
Keep everything everywhere you go with the butt, you know.
Yeah,
Upload to the butt.
I used to have a word replacer in Chrome.
Yeah.
Which I made it defunct, but there was like a list on XKCD that made it like, oh, for every time politician comes up, that'll be changed to warlock. Every time that a calculator a smartphone came up or iPhone, it would change to Pokedex. And then I remember adding more because I have a personal vendetta against how obnoxious Whovians are.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, fans of Doctor Who. I think they are the most outspoken community, and they show up everywhere.
I never watched the show, so I don't...
I think I watched like a couple of episodes, and I'm like, okay, well, I can see why some people... I know why people, like, collectively wet themselves over David Tennant. I get it. I'm in touch with my feminine side. But, the thing of it is, it became so frequent that you could not mention the word time without people going like, oh, it's made of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. I'm like, shut up! Seeing the show does not make you an expert on time travel. It doesn't. So I started replacing all of their words with, like, sonic screwdriver was like, rusty band-aid. TARDIS was like, rowboat of dreams. And it would just make everything so much more enjoyable to look at, when, especially in the comments section, like, oh, I love Doctor Who, and it's just like, oh, I love Professor What? I don't know, it was funny to me. I want to hear what people have replaced words with on their browsers, because that is funny.
It's an art form.
Yeah, it is. You want to get to news, or
let's get to some news? Yeah.
Let us get into some news. How long has Michael Jackson been dead?
2009. I
remember that pretty
I know this.
well.
July, I think. June, July?
I think it was July. I think I remember it was definitely around that time because I was recovering from knee surgery.
Yeah.
And I had to like relearn how to bend my leg. And I remember this memory vividly, maybe because it was only like 6 years ago, but I was there on the couch. My mother was yelling at me like, "Why don't you get up and do something?" I'm like, "I can't because my leg I have to learn to bend my leg." To relearn how to bend it, and the funeral for Michael Jackson was being broadcast on television, and I remember specifically I was having a Filet-O-Fish sandwich. that it's just weird parts of the memory just kind of like came up to that.
I remember I was in a dorm type situation in Pennsylvania, and this one dorky kind of kid stuck his head out of his door and was just like, Michael Jackson's dead or something, and I was just like, what? Like, that can't be true.
Oh wait, no, I think it was like earlier than that, because I remember thinking to myself, where were you when Michael Jackson died? And I'm like, I was at a Borders.
It was very like, I remember the news was like not clear on if it was true or not or something, or
yeah, if he seemed like a giant hoax.
If he was dead or if he was just like
playing it up for
like
publicity.
In the hospital, like is he
was
just
it a heart
sick?
attack? Was it a poisoning?
Like
was it murder?
And then he was dead for real, and they were like confirmed. It was so bizarre.
Yeah, you know what? Now it's like
it was very unexpected.
Yeah, I was like, where were you when Michael Jackson died? Like I was trying to like equate it to like when people say, where were you when MLK died, or where were you when John F. Kennedy died? Because that was like nationally broadcast. Since everyone had a radio around them, and now it's like, okay, well,
that was pretty big. Michael Jackson was a pretty big.
No, he was
figure.
He was the king of pop.
I mean, worldwide people were affected by.
Speaking of worldwide, here's the article that caught my eye yesterday, and this is too good not to bring up. Turkey refuses to recognize the death of Michael Jackson. Turkey, the country.
Oh, not a turkey. Not just one.
Not just a turkey. Not the collective.
They don't want
species
to
recognize. Of turkey. They don't want to recognize.
How does a country recognize when someone dies? Though, what does this mean? Like
on April 23rd of this year, which was what, 2 days ago. 2 days ago at the time of recording this, Turkish President Recep Erdogan reiterated that Turkey will not recognize the death of Michael Jackson unless a joint committee of American and Turkish historians and biologists reaches consensus on that matter. because they're trying to rationalize that, oh, politicians say he's dead, but this shouldn't be a political issue. And I don't remember politicians saying, like, I don't remember politicians being the authority on that matter. I just remember, like, it was the news.
Yeah, I guess, well, in Turkey, maybe the Turkish politicians are the ones who are... I don't understand how... I can see how, I guess, they're trying to use it. It has in reality, it has nothing to do with Michael Jackson. It has everything to do with their systems and who has more power. It's a power struggle for who has the authority to say,
Yeah, we believe that Turkish and American people should develop relationship regardless questionable events of the past, and specifically Michael Jackson's so-called death. Michael should be dealt with by biologists and forensics, but not politicians. This is like an actual denial.
It just brings into question, like, if Michael Jackson was alive, are the politicians making a law or saying you can or can't do something based on Michael Jackson's state of life or death?
Like, I know there are countries that will, like, long-standing say, I never committed this genocide. I never recognized this war. I don't think this law actually happened. Like, they'll come out and say that. And these are, like, things that hurt their standing worldwide when people are like, dude, we all know you actually did these things. Or we all know this is the law now. You can't just ignore it. And they're like, oh, I don't want to. I don't feel like it.
I guess it's more, yeah, I mean, it's one thing for somebody to say, oh, the Holocaust never happened, it's just a scam or something, and or the moon landing, I guess it, I don't know. It's more, but it's more of a real thing when it's like the Holocaust and like your people that you know or people that were in your family like died as a result of this, and this person is just saying, oh, this never happened.
It's so like, friggin' insensitive. And I know there are like political reasons for doing that. Like, it doesn't fit with how you want your country to be run. But to just deny that someone isn't dead, that's kind of like if this country was like the 6-year-old and mommy and daddy were saying, "Look, it's been a really tough year this year. Your daddy lost his job. Mommy's got some issues. She owes money to some very powerful people. Santa Claus isn't coming this year." Well, why not? I've been good all year. Because we're Santa Claus. And, like, he will, like, scream and carry on like Santa Claus is real. He's coming this year because I've been a good boy. That's Turkey in this situation.
I guess so. But what does Michael Jackson bring? Nothing.
He bring music. He bring joy and controversy. But mostly joy. What struck me the most about this article was this line here. Since Michael Jackson's passing in 2009, only France, Switzerland, and Canada have recognized his death other than the United States, while Switzerland has also passed legislation criminalizing public denial of the death.
I guess, what?
So this is important enough for people to pass laws saying you can't say he's alive.
That makes more sense now. He was just such a figure, like, people are in denial. They refuse to believe he's dead because he's very important to them. That makes sense.
But to say that Germany is, like, saying, well, we can't say he's dead. He might be like Elvis.
If it's popular with enough people in a country, I can see politicians getting behind it and saying he's not dead and gaining public support.
That's interesting, though.
It would be unpopular for you to say, if I was running for office and you all had this dream that Michael Jackson was still alive and I said he was dead, that would be really bad for me, maybe. And other people are probably like, we are rational and scientists should decide this.
Bastions of reason in this world. Maybe, what, did I say the United Kingdom? I didn't say the United Kingdom. I didn't say England, Australia. I didn't say any of the Nordic countries. They just... What?
I don't know.
Like, there's nothing to be gained or lost. But, like, it's not like an Elvis case where I think we all know he's dead, but there are people who are like, no, man, he just went underground. He faked his death, man.
Elvis, people still.
Yeah, the king lives. Yeah, like, and I've been to Graceland. Like, people have kind of accepted it.
Yeah.
People are like, yes, it's a shame.
What do you want? How old would he be now? Like 90 something?
He would be old. I think there has to be a point where like actuaries will come out and say, "Look, there's
don't
no
worry.
possible way that he could still be alive."
People
now.
are still. There was a time when it was like there were all these alien sightings and things like that, and now it's very like everybody has camera on them at all times.
Yeah, so to say,
And
"Oh man, I was abducted,"
suddenly
like, do you have proof?
There's
There's no reason not to have proof.
there's
now.
much more. There's so much more footage of crazy stuff happening that you would have never gotten footage of before, just because people all have their cameras on them all the time, and yet there's no footage of that. You know, there's footage of cars, whatever, doing backflips and people landing. You know, just getting into such lucky
Yeah.
thing. You know, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
There's one last thing that I think I passed over this. Like, okay, only a handful of countries actually recognize this, so that's already crazy. This is like icing on the cake. But I'm actually rereading this now, and it seems threatening. It is expected that Israel may also recognize Jackson's death by the end of the year. Okay, that's another country. Maybe that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, but then Palestine's going to be a.
Israel's
Vehement.
prime minister promised that in case the United States sustains a harsh stance on Iran, Israel may recognize the death of Michael's whole family. So are they threatening? Are they threatening the Jacksons?
I don't know. Who else died in his family?
If you don't agree with us on Iran, then all of the Jacksons are dead. Not all the Jacksons. Wait, who's the Jackson that we like? Are there any Jacksons left in the
that
limelight
we
that we care about?
like, that we collectively like.
That we collectively care about?
People seem
Janet
to like
Jackson?
Janet Jackson more.
Is she still around?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Janet Jackson,
Billy Jackson.
Billy. I don't know. Tito, Janet.
Cornelius Jackson.
They're-
The black sheep of the family in a black family. So would that be white sheep?
oh
I
man.
can pun too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's shift gears here.
Let's shift them.
Let's. A woman's brain tumor turns out to be evil twin, complete with bone, hair, and teeth. What's the first thing that you think of?
X-Files. What?
Wow.
What? Oh, I don't know. There's an episode.
X-Files.
There. It's a real thing.
Oh,
though.
yeah,
There's a I don't know about, not usually in the brain, but there are people who have tumors which are like undeveloped twins.
I am not
And-
a medical person, but I immediately knew the name of this. It's a teratoma.
Okay.
Yeah,
There you
and
go.
it actually like admits that later on in the article, like it's a teratoma. And the only reason I knew that is because Binding of Isaac.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an enemy in there that's literally just a tumor.
There's an. I don't know.
Wow,
if
I
should give-
really need to explain this better to people.
There's a great episode of the X-Files which involves somebody that has a teratoma, and it's a. If I say anything about it, I'll give away stuff. So that's it. But it's great.
So when I saw the title of this, I'm like, oh well, this is surreal. But then when I found out it's a teratoma, when I realized it was a teratoma, I'm like, okay, this is kind of clickbaity. But then again, we can't really be sure what actually causes teratomas, can we?
I don't know.
'Cause,
I
like-
don't know if they know. It's I think it has to do with.
Because like a regular tumor is like just unrestrained growth of cells.
Yeah, so like I think like when you're a fetus, like I don't think I think in some way you have some you know I think somehow this tumor
Like I'm not going to
has
deny this
certain
isn't
specialized
horrific
cells
or
in it.
anything, but
Like it starts to grow. Like you probably wouldn't. It's not big enough for it to develop like a liver or something or a heart, but like hair.
it's a
You know.
cluster of things, and
Yeah.
like there's hair all over your body. Puberty taught me that, and also that weird puberty teacher. Did you have a weird puberty teacher?
We had health class, yeah.
I had health class in high school, and I also had puberty teacher like at 6th grade or something.
Mm,
And I think she tried to be with it, kinda.
I don't know. We learned how to put a condom on a banana in 6th grade.
We never learned that. We
She
never-
did it
unless-
in front of us.
Unless no, I don't actually remember that at all. Holy crap! So
But, I mean, that's
the first time I used a
age.
condom, it was inside out. I'm like, oh, well, this is kind of weird now. Although it was a weird. Okay, the first one that I used was a Trojan fire and ice condom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm like, of course, it's gotta feel weird no matter what. But I had no idea. I think it was like lubricated on both sides, so I think it would have worked anyway.
Yeah.
But it was just strange.
Well, if it's inside, it's not gonna roll the right way. It's gonna be real hard to put on that way.
No, it was hard to put on. It was hard to put on. Okay. I remember the one thing I remember about this teacher, aside from her glasses and like the Miss Frizzle hair.
Yeah.
I remember she did one weird thing that I think she did like a couple of times to try and hammer the point home. You're gonna get hair in all weird places, and she was like doing this. It kind of looked like chicken wings or something. She was like using her fingers to like motion to her armpits, and I'm like, this is strange. Yes, I get it. We're gonna get hair down our armpits.
There was always that like one kid in your class in 7th grade who
didn't
like
know.
No, he like all of a sudden had like a beard. He had like his legs got like super hairy, like. And you were like, whoa, like, and he's not like a kid that got much taller or something.
No,
he just suddenly got much hairy.
Yeah, I had like, I actually had to like shave my mustache in like 7th grade, but it was like peach fuzz kind of deal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I gotta say, like, if you're not like at least, I'm gonna throw out there and say 17, mustaches will look weird on you.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to bump that up. If you're not, like,
more
18.
Much higher, yeah.
18, 19, 20. Like,
you
don't
can
bother
still
with
be
the mustache.
old and have a weird looking...
Because it's not, like, it's not full. Like, I can grow a fuller mustache. I got, like, a little... I got... Sometimes I refer to it as a reverse Hitler. Because I can grow hair everywhere except for, like, this one line.
Yeah. You're,
right at the bridge of my nose. Yeah,
what's that thing called? It's got a name.
Septum?
No,
that's
it's like,
inside.
Oh, shoot.
It's something, but it's like where like your lips, the skin above your lips, this kind of like bridges off a little bit, and you get like a little valley.
If you have fetal alcohol syndrome, that doesn't develop, and you'll have it'll just be like flat here.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of the symptoms of
That's odd. Well, I guess I can understand that.
It's like a trough for your snot.
But so that's really what people think a teratoma is, like a
philtrum, Philtrum, philtrum.
Philtrum. Okay, so I can't grow hair anywhere. I can't grow hair in my philtrum.
Yeah.
That sounds dirty. Jesus.
Philtrum.
But yeah, no, I can grow like a full mustache anywhere else, and I'm 23, so, and I've seen people with a lot less facial. You've got less facial hair than I do.
I don't really have facial hair.
Yeah, I
don't really grow it
everywhere in my face, and even like on the cheeks, and it like grows a little bit upwards.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think I got maybe like 1 or 2 hair follicles that are like around eye level.
I probably
and it is the weirdest goddamn thing.
It was probably like I was 25 and I could shave like once a week, maybe, just so it would start to get a little fuzzy. Like now it's a little more, but even so, I'm like almost 30 and I can't grow full beard. I can't grow. If I let it grow, it will be like a patch here, a patch here, a patch here, and like very weak in between and
which
look
happens
bad.
with some people, but that generally happens as you're young. So if you think you're being cool in high school with a mustache, I'm here to like bring some truth down on you. You're probably not, dude. It's strange. That's the thing. Like I know it's like a sign of maturity, but like, you're young. Like just shave your face. Keep looking young.
Yeah,
I hate how I look baby-faced, so that's why I keep like the...
Beards are in style, and some girls find them very attractive, which is difficult when you...
You know what's even difficult to reconcile with that? People have made infographics just saying like if you have a beard, you are less likely to appear friendly. You're definitely going to appear less successful.
Yeah.
I think it's like I think they're trying to play on like the rugged thing, but
it depends a lot, I think. But it's, you know, yeah, if you're going to court and you're not clean shaven, it's there are studies I've seen videos where it's literally the same guy and It's a mock case in a courtroom, and the jury will decide that the guy's guilty when he's not shaven, and then he comes back with a different jury, and they do the exact same case and present the exact same evidence, and everybody thinks he's innocent, and he's clean shaven.
That's incredible.
It was cool. But I mean, it's like one. They don't do it like a 30. They don't do it 1,000 times, and it's not like a study.
Yeah, it's just a case study.
It's just this like one thing. Yeah, but
yeah, no, that's crazy. I just know the fact that 98% of Forbes 400, like, they don't have facial hair.
yeah.
So people bring that up to me, like, you're not going to be successful if you have a beard. And I'm like, well, there's a shot.
It depends.
I'm not going to be a CEO of a friggin'
Yeah,
company.
are you going to be Are you an artist? Are you in? You know who have beards? You know who has a lot of beards? Psychologists all have beards. It's like part of the culture of being a psychologist.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys.
I wonder if female psychologists have like a fake beard that they can wear.
But it's like
You can trust me.
It's a thing like it's part of fitting in kind of in some circles. So if you're an artist, if you're a guy that's living in Brooklyn, like
I want to give you your credentials and everything, but looking a little bare, don't you think?
It's
looking
hip right
a little
now.
bald-faced.
It's hip to have a beard. I see a lot of guys with handlebar mustaches that they wax and curl up.
I hate that. I swear
it
to
looks
God.
really douchey to me.
It's the douche because that's a facial hairstyle that I think should have been like phased out. Like the mutton chops. Mutton chops don't look good on people, but they did back in like the 1800s.
If you're going for a whole thing, but I see these like skinny guys get on the train with these mustaches that don't belong on their faces anyway, and now they curled and waxed them into little. It looks very silly to me.
It does. I know that's part of like being a hipster too.
Yeah.
Like facial hair stuff. Like
everybody's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've run into girls who hate beards, and they're like, beards are horrible. They're bacteria traps. Like, I hate them. Like,
Yeah.
I'm never going to kiss a guy with a beard.
Basically browbeat my fiance, and I'm hoping no one like audio mixes that. I beat my fiance. I just said it.
No,
Damn it.
you don't even have to mix it now.
You don't even have to mix it. You can just take that.
Just just put it on a button on your computer and just press it a lot as you talk about our show.
No.
Here's what Dean has to say about women.
I browbeat her into basically accepting facial, which she says since the beginning she was like into, but then she like reached a phase like, you would look great clean shaven. Oh, would you shave for this? And like after enough times of just saying no, after enough times of just showing up without shaving, she's like, okay, well, I like facial hair, so it. Yeah, like all I do is trim it now. All I do is trim it. You should have seen me yesterday. Holy crap, it was like bushy. Like you could like hide a finger in there. Not pointing into it, but like if you're just kind of like touching my face.
That's a weird thing to say to me. Yeah.
What,
no, it's a little gross. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. It's not. I'm not trying to criticize you.
It's cool.
Just to me, in my own mind.
Scab.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I quick shaved it yesterday. Like I just buzzed through.
Yeah.
That's the awesome thing. Like I think if someone wants to get into like facial hair, I think we should just give them an electric razor. I shave like if I'm gonna go somewhere where I want to look good, I shave like a day or two before, and then 2 days later, it's grown in it's like it looks like stubble that a normal person would have after one day. And so then I don't, it doesn't look bad like I need to shave, but it's got a little, it looks like I could be a person that could grow a beard. So that's what I'm going for sometimes. I don't think there's anything that we could do with like the bone and teeth part of the teratoma. I don't think, because I could talk about dentist stuff, but that's boring.
You could sell the teeth.
Did I ever talk on the show how I think there's like a dental conspiracy?
What's that?
I think this stems from one story. This one time I went to the dentist's office and I was having like a routine cleaning, and they're like, "Oh, I think there's like a cavity back there." I'm like, "Okay, well, like I guess I'll take care of that." It's like, "Oh no, it's a tiny little hole," and they're prodding at it. They're like jabbing at it, picking it. Like, I'm not feeling anything. There's nothing there. They're like, "No, just," and then like immediately I feel like a surge of pain. Like, ah!
Wow.
Like, oh well, now there's a cavity, And like they said it in such a friggin' way that holy crap, I hate dentists now. I get why people hate dentists. I think they just made a problem.
I don't know.
Because I don't know my own teeth. I can't look at it like they do.
I think I think it's actually so your teeth, when you have a cavity, it's like a weak spot in the tooth that's developed.
Yeah.
I think, or at some point it is anyway. At some point it's possible to go back and to like heal that spot. There's an herb called comfit, COMFIT, which
I've heard of that.
Which it causes you. I think you don't want to. You can. It's not something you want to like drink or whatever. But you can like rinse your mouth out with it a lot, and it will cause the slang term for it is bone knit, like knitting, like.
Oh.
So it will actually cause the bone to your teeth to like regrow kind of in that area.
Is it proven?
Yeah, it's a thing, but I mean, it's one of these things where like chances are, if you have a cavity, you have been taking care of your teeth, and you're not going to be doing this anyway, and like it's just going to probably get worse for you, and eventually the best thing is to like get it fixed by a dentist.
That's absolutely true. Lately, I went in for a deep gum cleaning, and she's like, "You have to floss every day." I'm like, "Every day?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Yeah, every day."
I love it.
Flossed maybe a handful of times since.
People are like, "Which teeth should I floss?" It's like, oh, the ones you want to keep, you know.
Like I'm not great with taking care of my teeth, but like yeah.
It's tough for me because I have unconventional hours now, so I'm like,
yeah.
It's weird because I'm at work for 12 hours. Like I should really be brushing my teeth at work.
I think that's the only thing I get. It's a bone. We're not gonna go on with that.
Yeah, like I get home, I go to sleep, I go to work, I eat at work, then I'm at work, then I get home again. So like it's weird. Like I feel weird. Like I'm getting home. It's not like I'm waking up, and I can wake up and brush my teeth, but that's just once. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It gets tricky because it's not the same.
Dental hygiene was never fully impressed upon me by my parents, and I feel weird. I feel weird basically blaming them for it, but that's the only reason it never really stuck as a habit. That's the only reason I can think of where it doesn't. Other than the fact that I'm just a lazy individual.
Yeah. Been, I don't really floss often enough, but I brush my teeth. But I had braces, and my teeth were like a little, they were whatever. Like I had a gap in between my front teeth a little bit. And
Do you see adults with braces?
Sometimes.
How do you feel about that? As I stroke my psychologist.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, because I always think like braces are like one of those quintessential growing up things.
Yeah.
So whenever I see someone in their late 20s with braces, I'm like, that's not something you should have.
Usually Invisalign, and you don't really notice.
Yeah, I'm glad that's a thing.
But what happened to me was my tongue is big. I have a big tongue. It's a weird thing.
How big?
It's big, man.
Oh, huh.
It fills my mouth. So when I
oh wow, that's long.
Yeah.
Holy crap. No, we're just sticking our tongues. Can you touch your nose with it?
Yeah, I have a cough cold.
I can't. It gets like right here, and then I just can't.
But it's this thing that like
you look dumb.
Your tongue probably sits in your mouth within the bottom row of your teeth, and my tongue like is like over my bottom teeth because it's just big. So it's like a tongue thrust thing, not really, but my tongue's just there, so it slowly, gradually pushes my front teeth out a little bit.
Oh.
And it's not like it's a progressively worsening thing. It's like it's not like it's going to get any worse than it is now. So, but I have I had braces, and my teeth were these teeth were together and straight, and this was all uniform, and now it's like years later, and it's like, what am I going to wear a retainer for life? Like,
yeah, exactly. When I was done with braces, I wore a retainer maybe like
you're supposed to wear it forever. Yeah,
you're supposed to wear it forever, and then I'm like,
which is like no one tells you that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm like, I don't want to.
This is
do
supposed
this
to
anymore.
fix. This is a fix. This is not a.
This is not a new lifestyle thing. I don't want to wear a retainer to sleep.
But
so, like, I've made peace with the fact that like my teeth aren't going to be like straight forever. I've made peace with that.
I kind of like. I wish they were different, but it's never gonna, unless I wear something all the time. My tongue is just there. It's hard, man. When I sleep, I drool because my... This is so gross. Who wants to hear about this? But
when you're younger, like all these decisions are made for you. Like, well,
yeah.
My parents tell me I need straight teeth. My parents tell me I need clean teeth, so I need to do it. And now that we're older, it's like, well, there's no reason for me if I don't want to keep up with it, and I'm okay with the consequences. No one can like if my dentist will tell me later on. You need braces. I'm like, no, I already did that. I can see.
Oh, very good. I wasn't paying attention at the start.
So I'm fine with that. Like,
yeah,
it's not the end of not the end of the damn world. I like food. If food pushes my teeth in the wrong position, oh friggin' well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, your job is to make me not. Your job is to basically fix my teeth, not tell me what I need to do. I'm sorry, dentists out there. Please don't spit in my mouth.
Gross.
Was that the equivalent of like a fast food worker spitting in your food?
Factory worker is preparing your food?
Food worker.
Oh, fast food worker? Yeah.
Like, be nice to your waiter, otherwise he'll spit in your food. Be nice to your dental hygienist, or she'll spit in your mouth.
I had a very condescending...
Be nice to the factory workers, or they'll spit on your shirt.
Dental hygiene. I had my wisdom teeth removed on one... What happened was, my wisdom teeth were breaking in or whatever, coming in through the gums, teething. And one came in before the other one. And the one... So, picture one is like under the gum, but the gum is all big now because the tooth is pushing out. And the other one's already broken through. So anytime I would eat or do anything, like, the bottom tooth, which was already out, would, like, mash up against the gum of the top, and it would irritate it a lot. And it actually got really inflamed and caused me a lot of pain. And I guess it was there was an infection or something because of that. But so they ended up wanting to take the tooth out, and I was in such pain. Like, I made this appointment, and then the day of the appointment came and I was better and it was gone and the swelling all went down and the tooth started to break through the gum, and so it was done, and I was like, I don't need this. But apparently, it has really nothing to do with that and everything to do with that your wisdom teeth can really mess up your mouth and push your teeth into like horrible positions, your other teeth into like really bad positions. Like,
that
it's possible apparently, but I don't get the feel. I don't know. Anyway, they seem to be coming. Whatever. I'm not an expert, but this guy was like, "No, we're doing it." Like, I was like, "No, I don't need to go," and he's like, "No, you need to come here." Like, and they put me under, and I just wanted to have the teeth. I thought it would be really nice if I could just have my teeth as keepsakes. Apparently, they destroy your teeth and mash them into a billion. They just basically pulverize your teeth,
and then they use like the vacuum to suck out all.
It's
the
like
fragments.
a bunch of bits, yeah. And
you think it would be like a tooth extraction?
I didn't really know this, and I'm also on these drugs, and you come to, and I guess a lot of people are like mentally weird when they come off the drugs, and they're still like. They're like, you see these videos online of people asking like dumb questions and being like, "Oh, is this forever?" and all that stuff. But for me, I was very much like,
is your name David or something?
In my right mind, not Dennis. David goes to dentist.
Yeah,
and it was like I was there, and I was just like, my mouth was full of gauze. First of all, second of all, I'm trying to. I'm like, can I have my teeth or something? And so the woman's looking at me and she's like, "Oh, you're retarded." Like, that's nice. And she just basically treated me like in a way that I didn't like. And like they explained the instructions to me of what to do. Like, these pain pills.
Thinking at this point is, can I have the tooth that you pulled out?
Do this, don't do that. Eat this, don't eat that. Wait till this time to take the gauze out. And I was just like, okay, like I can do all these things. And then they just turned to my dad and told him like the exact same instructions. And I guess, I'm sure you get enough people being dumb that you just learn to deal with everyone this way. But
yeah, but
I was just like, listen, lady,
that's a bit insulting.
I don't know. I felt very like I've done better things than the stuff you gave me, and I've been more. I'm under control right now. I can, whatever.
We're gonna drive home. You wanna go? You wanna get something to eat?
Oh my God,
I won't.
My dad got lost on the way home, and I was just,
Wait, really?
yeah, something. It was just a long time ago before we had phones and things. And
Oh yeah, I know that.
he just got pretty mad, and we're driving home, and I'm like bleeding out of my mouth, like holding ice to my face, just like miserable. And he's just like, look, I have no idea. I hate where I am right now. Get me?
Yeah.
True story.
One last thing before we close out.
Yes.
Okay. Amarillo in Texas.
Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Yeah.
No, I pronounced it the Spanish.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's right. Amarillo.
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 A nationally known
Amarillo.
competitive eater showed off her skills Sunday at the Big Texan, but not just to take on one 72-ounce steak. She hoped to eat 3 full meals of those in 1 hour. Let me put that into perspective for you. That is 216 ounces. 13 pounds of steak total.
13 pounds is too
13
much pounds.
Yeah. Each meal had a baked potato, so that's 3 baked potatoes, 3 side salads, 3 shrimp cocktails, and 3 rolls.
Yeah,
And of course, 13
they have
pounds
that
of
whole
friggin'
weird
steak.
meal there. Yeah, that's a lot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, a pound of food is pretty good for
This
most
is what
people.
she looks like.
Yeah.
She's 120 pounds.
How'd she do?
She finished it in a half an hour.
Wow. See, she probably trains though too.
Yeah, she's a competitive eater.
You know,
but even then, I've seen competitive eaters.
They stretch their stomachs are all stretched out.
Yeah,
inside.
I've seen competitive eaters, and she's like,
Yeah, they're usually fat too.
well, some are fat, some are like Kobayashi with the friggin' hot dogs.
Yeah, that's true.
Just like shovel them down.
Or they're like weird level, like they should be skinny, but they have this weird level of like some people like they're a little, I don't know.
Get this, she ate the first steak
Yeah.
in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
She ate 72 ounces of steak. Your limp dick couldn't do that in an hour.
It's all volume. Like they train by eating grapes because it's just like if you ate chips or something, you crunch them up. The volume of a bag of chips is, if you crushed up a bag of chips, you'd have very little.
Less, yeah.
A grape is mostly water, so it's basically like. But
do you swallow the grapes or do you chew the grapes?
I don't know.
Well, these
If
are
they
one of the
swallow them
questions
whole.
that we need to ask
But
ourselves when we became competitive
it's like a way to
eaters.
train, I know, is to expand your stomach this way. And it's just basically like yeah, that's gross though. I don't know.
If I wanted to be a competitive eater, I would have done that at like
It's such
7 years old.
It seems like such a bad idea. Like to me,
No,
I
it is
see
a bad idea.
I see kickboxers and people that are boxing, and they can get really, you can get knocked in the head a lot, and later in life you get degenerative mental issues, but like there's it's also a sport, and you can also make some good money at it if you're good at it, and look at these heavyweight guys, like champions of the world, and these guys are like making tons of money. Competitive eater, the best in the world. You know how much money they're making? Not very much money, probably.
Probably not. Well,
If you're the best.
because like I think the main draw of being like able to do these food challenges is you get your food for free.
I don't think that's why they do it, though.
No, I know that's not why they do it. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go to J&R Steakhouse, so I'm gonna get a free meal.
Yeah.
Like, no, like that doesn't matter. But I know there's probably like $5,000 payouts, $10,000 payouts. But to do this consistently, I think you need to like train
It's so weird.
and prepare yourself for like weeks beforehand.
It's definitely, I guess, a hobby, if anything. A strange hobby. It's definitely not a profession. You could make more money probably doing anything.
Well,
So-
I wouldn't say anything. Wouldn't say anything.
I mean, what if you go and you lose? I
No,
mean,
but
what do you
well,
get?
Then her attitude was like, if I go in and win, I get a free steak. If I lose, oh well, I get fed. But I would have done this. Someone should have told me I would have done this at like 7, because I think back to how much food I could cram down my gullet when I was 7 years old, and if I try to do that now, I'm like, this is terrible. Like I could finish a half of a grande meal.
It's not
at Taco Bell.
enjoyable to be overfull.
Yeah, and now if I try and do that, just like, I don't want to do this anymore. Back when I was a kid, I could probably eat like the number 2 at McDonald's, which was 2 cheeseburgers, and do that like supersized.
Mm-hmm.
I would finish the drink, eat all the fries, eat the burgers, and then be like, is there anything else? Now if I do that, I'd be like, I want to die.
I'm very like, I don't eat much. I don't eat a full meal worth of food ever. But I want to eat more often than other people. Like I like to eat a little, and then I'm like, I'm full now.
Yeah.
And then eat like an hour later.
Yeah,
That's my style.
One last thing, you wanna do a subreddit this week, or shall I?
Do I want to do a subreddit?
Is there anything that's been sticking out to you?
I
got one in the chamber.
You have one? Go for it.
All right.
I can't think of it.
Tell me if you heard this one. I am very smart.
I am very smart. No, I don't know it.
It is a collection of pictures, of snapshots and screen captures of all these people showing off their pretentious friends. Okay, have you ever had someone who's just like, you're not enjoying this the right way. Here's exactly how you're supposed to do it. I don't know why you people are even doing it. This is for smart people.
Let me look at this.
I have a 210 IQ. I know what's supposed to happen here. Or like one of those pretentious statements like, if you understand this, then you're awesome. Let me pull up one.
Find it.
Yeah. So, stuff like these dumb quotes that make you groan whenever you hear them, be like, why am I friends with this person? Here's a quote. I thought I had nothing left to lose until I started losing myself. And then they'll comment on it later like...
It's called I Am Smart?
I am very smart.
Oh, I missed it.
My thoughts have always been deeper than the average thought of someone my age, and that'll never change. Just these pretentious, holier-than-thou things that, dude, you're my age, alright? Sure, you got, like, a couple better test grades than I did, but you're not, like, friggin' Messiah. Yeah. Or like, I know so much more about this, come on and debate me. Like, you just want to smack this kid and ask, do you even have any friends?
This is nice.
Yeah, like, it finally became an outlet for me. I don't post on it, but I've, like, looked on it. It's like how I'm subbed to Tales from Retail, and I'm not a cashier. I'm normally the customer here, but I've gotten more respectful towards people. But we all have those friends who are such dicks that they're like, they think they're incredible, and we're here to tell them that you're not that deep, you're not that special, you're just being pretentious.
I think I haven't run into these people in some time. I think that I don't know. When they're younger. I know I don't know. I know a guy who's just all his Instagram are all selfies of himself. He's obsessed with his image. He's also like 20 though, but I don't know. It's similarly embarrassing. It's like I'm embarrassed for him, kind of.
I think this one picture captures what I'm trying to say here. Here's a Facebook status. Am I the only one who ponders the relevance of statistical mechanics when trying to explain the economic viscosity as it relates to the acceleration of monetary velocity? And you just want to like pull this kid over and say, shut the fuck up.
Money is not a liquid.
I'm sure he probably like pulled a thesaurus and said, okay, well, what's a smarter way to sound instead of saying, I
it's
want
like
this.
a metaphor for like, oh, he's, yeah. But,
no, they're like being serious here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you ever had a friend that you just want to say, stop saying those things, you're not deep, go ahead and check out I Am Very Smart. All right, then. I think this has been a good episode.
Very nice.
What do you think? You want to say anything else to the people out there? Crab-a-dunk?
I would like to say that 240 IQ is nearing habituation, plebeians. So step your game up.
All right, you know what? This has been Gentleman Dog Portrait. I'm Dean.
And I'm Mike.
We're signing off. See y'all next week.
Ciao.